what's up? Welcome back to my floor. I know I'm totally keeping it casual and sitting on the floor again because I have had like the most intense back pains and I can't get rid of them. I've tried popping my back, stretching it, and it's not working. So if you're like in the Sugar Land area and you know of a good like chiropractor or someone to massage this ish out, then let me know down below. But today's video is just going to be at first I was gonna do like a love it or leave it video, but I think it's just gonna be kind of a brand overview type of review. I don't know. We'll just figure it out as we go. But City Color Cosmetics recently sent me a big box of goodies, and no, they didn't require me to do a video, but I've been using the products for close to 3 weeks now. I wanted to kind of try everything out. That way I could give you guys my thoughts on them and tell you what I thought was like the good and the bad, what you should get, what you should maybe just not waste your money on. Now, the only place I've ever seen City Color Cosmetics, and I didn't even know about this until several of you guys let me know in my favorites video. I'm not sure if it's a nationwide chain or not, but there's a store called Five, I don't know if it's Five and Below or just Five Below. I think it's Five Below, but basically everything is $5 and under. They do have a cosmetic section there. After you guys told me about it, I did go over there and check it out. Unfortunately, a lot of the products they sold were the products that I already had. There were a couple, I think maybe mascaras or something, but I just didn't bother with those. So if you guys do have one of those stores close by, definitely check that out because I think some of the prices there may be cheaper. But other than that, the only place that I know of that you can find these are on their website. So just citycolor.com, citycolorcosmetics.com. I'll have it linked down below. But like I said, no, it's not sponsored, but I found a couple of good things in here that I just really haven't heard much about on YouTube, so I wanted to share with you guys. So I'm gonna kind of just reach in and go in with what I grabbed first. Not to start off on a negative note, but this was one of the products that I didn't care too much for, and I think this was probably the most expensive out of the little variety that I got. These are the Contour Effects palette. So I guess there's Contour Effects 1 and then 2. These just didn't work out that well for me, but the thing is, there's actually, this one I didn't even open. This was the original one because the contour shade in here looked really, really deep. You get a contour shade, a bronze shade, and then a highlight color. The highlight in this one, I don't know, it just kind of looks more like a satin. It doesn't look fully matte. Cool, but it doesn't really look shimmery either. So I tried this one first, wasn't the craziest about it, so I didn't even want to open this one. But this was the Contour Effects 2. So as you can see, the contour powder in this just looked a lot more like neutral and ashy, the kind of colors that I like to use. The bronze, once again, is just a matte orangey type of bronzer. The only product that I really liked in here was the highlight shade. I actually have some of it on right now. But the contour powder for me just went on muddy. I tried it with several different brushes and it just didn't blend out that well. It's like you'd get a splotch of bronzer and that would kind of just, or not bronzer, contour, and it would just kind of stick there no matter what kind of bristle I use. It just didn't look that good, and it honestly, the color ended up looking more like a bruise than a contour. Okay, moving on to a happier note, a product that I really did like are these highlight trios. The one that I prefer actually doesn't even have a name on it, but when looking online, I'm pretty sure it's the Sunlight or Sun Bronze, something like that. I will have it linked down below, but they just look like this. You get 3 highlighters inside. The one that does have a name says Collection 1. So you kind of have like a gold, a pearly one, and then more of an opal shade. This one is actually a bit chalkier feeling than this one here. This one just glides on super, super smooth. Ugh, I just dug my nail in it. Probably one of the worst feelings ever. Mine is like scraping a fork across a plate. It's just like, ugh, it grosses me out. This one you have a bronze, kind of a pinky tone, and then this is an interesting kind of bronzy rose gold color. For whatever reason, this one goes on a lot smoother, but both of them are incredibly pigmented. They're beautiful. I'm not sure of the exact price point, but I will have all the additional information listed down below. I definitely think that these are worth checking out. I'm such a highlighter junkie, so this was one of the very first products that I grabbed out of there to use. Another product that I was very pleased with are the Be Matte blushes. When looking online, I saw that they had bronzers as well, so I'm kind of curious about those. I believe these were $5.99 on the website, but I did see these at Five Below for $5. Love these. Seriously, the amount of product you get, these are blushes that I feel like would last such a long time. They're intensely pigmented, but they're easy to control. You know, some blushes that are really pigmented, sometimes you put your brush in it and like no matter how much you dust off your brush, you put it on your face and you end up with clown cheeks. These aren't like that. And not only are they super pigmented, they're incredibly long wearing. There's a pretty good color range too. As you can see, we have some super bright colors There's blood orange, dragon fruit, and pink grapefruit. I haven't messed with these two yet, but this you can actually kind of sheer out and start lighter. But a personal favorite, if you guys watched my January favorites, was this one here called Toasted Coconut. Kind of looks like a bronzer. Such a beautiful blush. It just adds a really pretty warmth to your face. But look how big these pans are, and they're just so pigmented. Definitely pick up a little bit of powder when you dip the brush in, but it's such a pretty blush. This was another one, Papaya. They're just so pigmented, and I was so impressed with how long they lasted, especially for being so affordable. Not to be a Debbie Downer again, but there was another product that just did not work out for me. I've never had a product to really irritate my lips. Like, my skin isn't really that sensitive. I feel like sometimes my eyes can be, but my lips I've never had an issue with until these lipsticks. I don't know what is in here, but it like dried my lips out like a freaking raisin within a couple of hours. Like, they just felt so dry no matter how much chapstick or like balm I slathered on them. It just felt like it wasn't penetrating. My lips were just super dry, which was unfortunate. These are these City Chic lipsticks. They sent me 6 of the shades. I only opened 2 and I didn't open the others just because maybe I can find a friend who wants to try them out, or maybe I'll include them. I hate to say include them in a giveaway because I don't want any of you guys to have the same like issue with them, but I only opened 2 of the shades. I tried on one, wasn't crazy about the color, so I tried on another, and the formula just, I don't know, it just didn't work with me. I was so sad because this is such a pretty color, but it just dried out my lips like no other, so it just wasn't worth for me to even try again. I exfoliated my lips like 2 or 3 days later just because they were so dry and crusty. So if you have sensitive lips, I wouldn't even bother trying out this line. However, they sent me another formula lipsticks that I actually really do like. These are the Be Matte lipsticks. If you're fans of the Jordana matte lipsticks, I think you'd really like these. The way they apply are pretty similar. Like, it's a matte finish, but it's not drying matte on your lips. Does that make sense? But with a lot of matte lipsticks, sometimes they kind of drag across your lips. Like, it's not exactly, it's an even application, but it's not like a smooth application when it comes to a glide. You know, it kind of like skids a little bit, but the colors are beautiful. I'm actually wearing a mixture of 2 right now. I use Cappuccino and then Brianda, these 2 here. So one actually goes on a bit more red and then the other is a nude, but together they create this really pretty kind of like dusty rose mauve color. It's just a slant. The cut is very similar actually to the Jordana matte lipsticks. I think these were either $3.99 or $4.99 on the website. I haven't tried every single shade. I have messed with several of them though, and I really like these. They're long wearing, they're comfortable, the pigmentation is really nice, and best of all, they're affordable. So if you're into matte lipsticks, I would recommend checking these out, but stay away from the City Chic ones. Okay, we just have 2 more different types of products here. These are the highlighting ones. I got it in Blushing Wine, what are you? Champagne and Moscato. I'm still on the fence of these. I don't love them, but I don't hate them either. I've tried mixing them with foundations. I've tried wearing them on their own. They work well if you tap them in with your finger, but the second I touch it with a beauty blender or brush, I feel like they kind of just soak up and disappear. I would recommend going with, what is that highlighter called? Actually, I feel like I can't recommend that because I'm not sure if it's available year round. But if you guys watched one of my drugstore videos, I'll link it down below. It was a product that I got from Walgreens. It was like a Cinderella illuminator. That one works so much better. I definitely prefer like opal highlighter and stuff over that, but I mean, I should for the price point of those compared to these. These work okay if you mix them with your foundation and stuff, but I feel like I've tried way better like liquid type of highlighters. They're not awful, but it's not a product that I would run out or like really recommend to you guys. So those I'm kind of like meh, okay about. Definitely go with the highlight trios though. Okay, the very last product was the one that I was the most excited about. I haven't really heard anybody talk about these either. These are the shimmer shadows. As you can see, they're just these large single shadows. That's a big old pan of eyeshadow. Honestly, the size, let's compare, reminds me kind of the Makeup Forever Artist shadows. So here's a Makeup Forever shadow. There's a City Color one. So the City Color one's actually bigger. I wonder if these are easy to depot. I'll have to mess with that. I think there's 16 shades total in the range, and these are either $5.99 or $6.99 on the website. I didn't see these at Five Below, but out of everything here, this and the Highlight Trio and the Be Matte Blush are the 3 that I highly recommend. These are such great shadows, especially for the price point. The texture is interesting. It's kind of like, It's definitely a powder, but it has a slight creamy feel. Like the shadows are so creamy that it almost feels like a cream powder hybrid, but they're super dense. They're not like, they're really, really metallic like the Makeup Geek foiled shadows, but they're not that super soft powdery texture. It's hard to explain. You have to touch them yourselves. But there are so many gorgeous colors in this line. I did a sneak peek of these on Snapchat and you guys were like, what are those shadows? But I wanted to save it for this video. On my lids right now, I am wearing some of this one here called Pharaoh. Just a gorgeous gold, if I can get open. My nails are so thin. So this is Pharaoh. And then in the inner corner, I'm wearing this one, which I've actually used as a highlighter before too, called New Year, New Me. You guys definitely have to check these out if you're just trying to expand your eyeshadow collection and looking for more affordable options. These are beautiful. I'll definitely be doing a tutorial soon using them. That is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed just kind of a brand overview, I guess, what to buy and what not to buy. If you guys have any recommendations from City Color Cosmetics, definitely leave them down below and let us know. Share, just because I think all of us like finding good, inexpensive makeup finds. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.